Hey, for a draft this weekend, we just completed a 12-team PPR mock draft. We'll tell you about it right now on Fantasy Football Today in 5. I'm Adam Mazer. I'm joined by Dan Schneier. Yeah, Dan, welcome to Fantasy Football Today in 5.
Happy to be back.
Yeah. Dan's going to be on Tuesday, Mondays and Thursdays during the season, so we're looking forward to that. And we just completed this draft. You had the 4th pick. I had the 8th pick. What takeaways do you have? Let's talk about your team drafting from 4. You actually didn't even take Derrick Henry. You took Zeke's. How did your team turn out?
It's an interesting spot, I think, especially in PPR leagues. It's more defined that you want one of those top 3 picks if you're in the top 4 range, because after that Cook-Kamara drop-off, you're not certain about the passing volume with somebody like Zeke. You obviously don't feel like it's going to be there with Henry. I went with Zeke because I trust the passing volume there more. I like the offensive line. They're healthy. They're back. I think they'll be top 5 again like they were for the 2 years before last year. And so I started there. What really surprised me, though, after that in PPR leagues, I am all about filling the 3 wide receiver spots and the flex spot with the receiver before worrying about RB2. Obviously, before, at least for me, before worrying about quarterback in a 1 quarterback league, I always wait at that spot. And yet I found myself drafting 2 running backs in the first 3 rounds when Clyde Edwards-Helaire was on the board. I didn't think there were any target hogs left at wide receiver. I didn't want to reach on one of those Cooper Kupp types, the guys who are in those more nebulous target share situation. So I ended up then pounding receiver, obviously, but I got Kyle Pitts for the first time. I'm really excited about that because I think he could be a league-winning pick. Got him in round 5. I've seen him go off the board in round 4. So I ended up with Jefferson, Evans, Chase, Shenault as my big 4 receivers. Not amazing there, but Jefferson's a nice alpha there to go along with Zeke, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, and Pitts. So I'm happy about it. And then doubled up like I always do with late round quarterback. I'll get someone like Stafford as my 1, but then make sure I get a high upside backup. That's what I always do. I got Trey Lance, who I'm happy to wait on, and potentially he could be a league winner as well in my mind.
Yeah, I have an interesting team from the 8th spot. I took Devontae Adams in round 1. Austin Eckler was the next best running back. Aaron Jones was gone. 6 running backs, Travis Kelce, were off the board. So I went with Adams. In the 2nd round, I took Najee Harris. In the 3rd round, I took Chris Carson. I was really happy with that start. 4th round, I took DJ Moore. As I said on the full-length podcast, you get to that range and from mid-round 3 to mid-round 5, basically. It's going to be a ton of wide receivers that come off the board, and it's just about personal preference. If you like, CeeDee Lamb wasn't on the board when I took DJ Moore, but if you like Adam Thielen better than most people, if you like the Bucks guys, if you like Amari Cooper, whatever. So I took DJ Moore as my wide receiver 2. And then Gus Edwards. We just had a lot of running backs that fell. I ended up with Gus Edwards as my flex, and then I took Chase Edmonds in round 6. 4 of my first 6 picks were running backs. That is really unusual. I pretty much never do that in a full PPR league that starts 3 receivers and a flex. But I felt the running back value was too good. And my advice then, if you're okay with this, having maybe a little bit weaker of a wide receiver 3, my tight end is garbage. I waited till the very end. I took Gerald Everett and Evan Ingram. But if you're committed to making trades and you just feel like I can't pass up this running back value, then that's okay, because if you have good running backs, a lot of teams won't. You can make trades and you can turn a weakness into a strength by trading from your running back depth. A couple other things. In this draft, this is a 1 quarterback league. Know how your draft works, but you took Stafford with one of your last picks. Ryan Tannehill went super late. Joe Burrow went like 150th overall, Dan. So if you're in a league that's not taking backup quarterbacks and you think there are 12 or 13 that you're comfortable with, right, it certainly influenced your draft strategy.
For sure. And I think what you said before about tight end is so spot on. I think if you're not taking one of the big 5, do not get yourself caught taking we saw Noah Fant come off the board, I believe, in round 8 here, or maybe potentially even earlier. Maybe it was around the start of round 7, or I think it might have been the start of round 8. But, if you're not going to get one of those big 5, do what Adam did. Wait, because there's enough evidence to suggest that you'll be better off trying to play the wire there. I mean, Logan Thomas was a wire pickup last year, finished as tight end 3. So for me, I would prefer to wait there if I'm not going to get one of the big 5.
So funny that you keep saying big 5. It's a slap in the face to everybody who thinks there's a big 6. But Dan does not like TJ Hawkinson.
And you'd be surprised. Yeah, exactly. My 6 is not, of course, everybody would say maybe you would leave off Pitts there. I'd leave off Hawkinson.
Yeah. Well, thank you to Dan Schneier for hopping on here. This has been Fantasy Football Today in 5. Good luck on your drafts this weekend. We'll talk to you. We got a couple of player profiles, T. Higgins and Chase Claypool over the weekend. We'll talk.